Kom ons kyk gou na 'n deel van 'n live Facebook video wat my gas wat ek nou mee gaan gesels, Dereleen James, die maand gemaak het.
I'm sitting here in extension 4. And I just decided that it needs to start with us. It needs to start with me, because I can't carry on serving this community under false pretenses. My son was doing well for the longest time ever, and he's relapsed. And he comes to this flat. This is where they sell the drugs, and this is where they buy the stuff. He came here and he sold my laptop with all my information on. I went upstairs now to go and fetch my laptop, and I said I am not leaving this drug den until they bring my laptop and until SAPS closes it down here.
Hier is Dereleen nou om met my verder te gesels oor daai video. Baie welkom terug op KLOP. Die laasie was, het jy gepraat as 'n gemeenskapsaktivis. Bietjie weg van jou persoonlike omstandighede.
Ja.
Moet jy gevoel dat jou seun nou gerelapse het?
I just wasn't going to have it. I wasn't going to go back to that lifestyle. Ek was nie bereid om terug daarna toe te gaan nie. And I think everyone says that I'm a hero for going out there, but for me it was, I was going to put a stop to it.
Het jy dit nie gesien kom nie?
Ek dink ek het, like I saw the signs maybe a month back, but it's almost as if though I was in denial. I didn't want to accept it until that Friday when I realized my laptop was gone.
Wat was die tekens wat jy gesien het?
Ek het net gesien hy bietjie he was withdrawn, he wasn't himself. I could see that he was feeling guilty about something, and I couldn't really put my finger on it until the Friday when I realized my laptop was gone, that I'd realized earlier on in the week, but it's just a place and a time that you don't want to go back to, and then all hell broke loose.
Dereleen, jy sê die mense dink dat jy's 'n held na jy daai video geplaas het. Was daar ooit mense wat vir jou gesê het, wat dink jy het jy gedoen, reg of verkeerd gedoen, wat dalk jou kind op hierdie pad van distraction geplaas het?
I don't think it's got anything to do with me, what I did right or wrong. I raised my child to the best of my ability like any other parent. I just think life happens to the best of us, the circumstances in our community, and this is where he finds himself. Drugs does not discriminate. It doesn't care whether you're rich, poor, colored, black, white. It happens to all of us. So I don't think it's a poor reflection on me, but I just think that life has happened to me.
Jy het besluit jy gaan nie 'n klag lê teen jou kind nie.
Yeah.
Verduidelik dit?
You know, in the past, people used to say, have him beat up, have him arrested, take him to this rehab. I did all of that, and I saw the harm that it caused instead of the help that it caused. I mean, I used to pay the cops 500 rand to come and beat him up, because mense het gesê, hy nodig net 'n goeie pak sla, dan sal hy regkom. Of mense het gesê, sluit hom toe, hy sal regkom. And I've realized that those things don't work. And I also just I look back and I thought, he's been clean and sober for 7 years. En hy het ten minste probeer. Vir 7 jaar het hy probeer. Why would I want to throw him into jail now when I know that addiction is a chronic relapsing disease, and I know that relapse is part of recovery? And I thought, with that, I'm going to help him. En ook die feit dat die mense na my huis toe gekom het en hulle het gesê al die wrede, wonderlike dinge wat hulle gaan doen aan my seun in die tronk in, because they used to prison. So dat jou maans almal toesluit en dan wys ons jou wat doen ons in die tronk in saam met jou. And it's with that I decided I'm not going to do that, but I am going to deal with the dealers, and I'm going to help my son.
Die polisie self sal nie doen wat jy gedoen het nie, deur by daai dwelmhuis op te daag en te sê ek kom haal my laptop en ek sit hier voor die plek. Die polisie moet dit kom toemaak hê. Die polisie sê waar is die bewyse, waar is die bewyse?
Die polisie weet van hierdie adres going back to 2013. They haven't done anything about it. We've given it to SAPS over and over again. Instead, after the incident, you had the Einste police that's meant to serve and protect us come and serve me with a warning, with the drug dealer at my house coming to say to me, I must stop harassing them. Just this morning, I was served with a restraining order again that the cops came to drop off, saying that I am harassing the dealers in the community. So I'm not sure.
As jy nie bang nie?
As ek dink wat drugs and dwelms and living with someone who's on drugs did to my life, at this stage, I don't have an ounce of fear. But what I do fear is living with someone and living with that chaos and that pain and that trauma every day. And I'm not prepared to put up with it.
So, as mense, om terug te gaan na die feit dat jy besluit het, ek gaan steeds nie 'n klag teen my seun indien nie. As mense vir jou vra, maar as jy nie daarmee besig om maar die probleem binne in jou huis te laat voortduur nie.
Yeah, I'm not going to, because by now, I think after all these years, 10 years, I understand addiction. I understand at what stage he's at. He's not sort of every day smashing the house. He's not a threat to himself. He's not a threat to me. It was relapse is part of recovery. It was bound to happen at some point. It happened 7 years later. So for me, it's happened now. We've identified, we've sat down, we've had the conversation. What brought you to this relapse? You know, what are the measures of prevention that we need to put in place? Are you going to get yourself into another program again? We've had that conversation, and that is happening now. So I understand that this is not just about locking someone up every time they relapse. It's not a moral flaw. You know, there's a bigger problem here. So you need to address the user, and you need to address the community, and you need to address the dealers. So everyone needs to be addressed at the same time.
So gepraat van die community, wat laat jou aanhou beklei vir 'n beter Eldorado Park?
At this stage, I don't know, because at this stage, I'm feeling very, soos ons sê, moedeloos. You know, I was sitting out there for an entire week, and you had only a few people come and support me, because I said I'm going to sit there every day from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock. At least they won't sell to the community. And I had very few people coming out support me, and what I did have was a burst of support on social media, online. So I'm not sure why society feels that, you know, they're just handing over our communities and our children to these people that cause so much pain and chaos. God has entrusted our children with us, and we are meant to look after them. Why we don't have men actually standing up and being in the forefront, it's beyond me. Where I'm at with Eldorado Park today, it's been 10 years later. You see, you know, people selling their souls for a 2 kg chicken and a loaf of bread at the end of the week. They wouldn't stand by me and support me because of the poverty, the unemployment in the area. It is what it is. It is way bigger than Dereleen James.
Dereleen James, ons sal hier jou hier by KLOP. Baie dankie dat jy gekom het vanaand.
Baie dankie. Thank you for having me.